National Association of Nigerian Students has accused the controversial police unit known as the Dragon Squad of terrorizing youth and students across Ogun State. In a statement issued in Abuja, NANS President Lodoja Olushola described the squad's activities as nefarious, alleging they extort and detain students under the guise of targeting internet fraudsters. The squad, reportedly operating from Ladarin Estate in Abeokuta, is led by a police officer formerly linked to disbanded units like SAS and ZIS. Olushola claimed innocent residents have been illegally detained for weeks and forced to pay humongous sums to secure their release. He further alleged that the units now act as private enforcers for land grabbers in communities like Ita Oshin and Oke Ata, unleashing violence and chaos on residents. Despite repeated complaints to the State's Commissioner of Police, the unit reportedly claims to be directly answerable to the Assistant Inspector General of Police in Zone 2, Lagos, bypassing local oversight. NANS warns that the squad's actions resemble the discredited tactics of the defunct SAS, igniting fears of state-backed impunity. Olushola announced that NANS will stage protests in Lagos and Abuja in the coming days to demand the immediate disbandment of the Dragon Squad and a probe into DSP Akim Adeyemi's alleged misconduct. He urged the Inspector General of Police to end what he called a siege on Ogun students and its residents. So, the president of NANS has said we're back to dealing with, similarly the defunct SAS under the guise of Dragon Squad. What are your thoughts on this report?
Well, first of all, we need to appreciate the students for having the courage to rise up and protest. It is the right of Nigerians to protest against injustice. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Section 40, guarantees freedom of movement, freedom of protest. You can protest against the government, provided you're not using it to go against the law.
Right.
Provided it doesn't infringe on the rights of another person. So the step they are taking first and foremost is the right step. Because if you keep quiet in this kind of scenario, if you say it doesn't concern me, one day it will concern you. So and then the police people, they need to understand that it is human beings they are dealing with and not animals. Because in Nigeria, you often see police people brutalize Nigerians. You see soldiers handle ordinary people without arms. So what is the need? If somebody breaks the law, I think we have said it here before, if somebody breaks the law, there are provisions in the law that can hold the person accountable.
All right.
Or there are institutions that can hold the person accountable. You can charge the person if the person commits a crime that requires arrest. You arrest the person and charge the person to court. The courts can determine the kind of punishment to give the person, or the instrument of the state can determine the kind of thing to mete out to the person instead of brutalizing the person. If you look at what happened from NSAS in 2020, from NSAS to 2022, I think Amnesty International reported that there have been 400 cases of police brutality in the country.
After the NSAS.
But that is even far above that. So the police people should know that they are dealing with human beings. And they are dealing with people that know their rights, people that can even do something to either fight against this or to make sure it doesn't happen again. So, but now, if Nigerians resort to violence, it will create more chaos in the states.
Right.
So, they themselves should know their boundaries in carrying out or executing the law, so that you don't create more crisis in the state.
They were actually set up by the AIG to fight against what we all call Yahoo boys, right? And most times you find out that if you go to a university environment, many of the students oftentimes use this, certain students oftentimes use this really expensive looking vehicles and all of this. But while we keep that on one hand, I want to gather your thoughts as regards the bail, the fact that, you know, we hear bail is free, but you heard the one of the confusion from the NANS president saying that people get to bail themselves with exorbitant sums. What do you have to say on that part of the report?
Well, I don't really have an idea about how much someone is supposed to pay to bail himself or to bail another person.
But when you go into the police station, they say bail is free.
If they say it's free, let it be free.
Do you think it's, as a Nigerian, do you think bail is free indeed?
It's not really free. It's not free. But what I'm saying is that even if it's not free, let it be something that is not too high, that is unconscionable. Let it be something that is affordable, something that somebody can easily afford. But paying the money is not the essence of arresting somebody. The essence of arresting somebody is to stop the person from committing a crime, or to punish the person for committing the crime. Right. Even though the punishment is not the end, is the result is for the person to change, to be a better person.
Okay.
And to sound an alarm, to sound a warning to the society or similar minds that if you do this kind of thing, the law is going to catch up with you.
Right. Now, so yesterday, one of the reports we dealt with on the show here yesterday was about an 11-year-old girl in Delta State that was caught peddling. She's actually a trafficker of drugs. So someone recruited her, a woman, and gives her this hard drugs to take around town. And one of the quarrel or arguments going on social media yesterday, because of the the video evidence that someone got to share, the argument was this: she paid 500,000 for bail, right, for carrying her drugs. Do you think that oftentimes when people pay for this bail, they are being let out, they are being let off instead of being put in to be tried for their crimes?
That means it shows that with the experience we have had in this country, many people have committed crimes and paid a huge sum of money, and today they are free.
Right.
So the police, the system should not focus on the money. The federal government did not set up the police force to generate money. They set up the police force to make sure to protect life, first and foremost to protect lives and property. The
lives of the people that are currently complaining that they don't feel protected.
And then to execute, to carry, make sure that people obey the law. So the idea of asking people to pay a huge amount of money, I think is something that they need to go back to the drawing board and see what they can do about it. Whether they can scrap it or to bring it down, in my own opinion, to something that somebody can hear and the person will not scream.
Right. Thank you so much for your insight on that report.